Today I'm going to share one of my most popular recipes on both my Instagram and TikTok here on YouTube. I've got several requests to make a longer version of it, so here it is. So I'll be using the onion chicken flavor of Indomie to make this recipe. I'm going to pick a couple of them. What is unique about this recipe is that I'm going to cook the chicken and then the noodles in chicken broth. Like, that is the game changer here. So as you can see, I'm cutting some vegetables. I'm cutting garlic, onions, bell pepper, spring onions, and some habanero pepper. I think I also added chili pepper. I'm going to put all of that into a blender. You want the chicken to get that flavor from the vegetables, and I like to blend and cook my chicken with a lot of vegetables. That's my personal preference, right? If it's something that you do not like, you can skip this whole part. So I'm going to add some water, and then I'm going to give this a good blend and then bring it back. So once that's that, you can see it's already blended. I'm going to put it into a pan and put that on fire. This is where our chicken is going to go. For the chicken, you can use any chicken of choice at all, as long as it's easy for you to debone it. I use chicken breast because that's like the easiest to shred, but you can use any chicken you want at all to make this recipe. So I've washed my chicken and I'm going to put it inside the mixture that I've blended, or the vegetables that I've blended. Then the next thing I'm going to do is to add my seasoning. So I'm going to add some seasoning cube, just a bit of it. I also got this mixed spices for chicken when I went to the market. This is it. I don't know whether they sell it or it's just a special mixture from the person I went to buy it from. I'm also going to add some salt, and then I'm going to give that a good mix and then cover it and cook. After about 5 minutes, I decided to open it and then stir it again and then turn it on the side for it to cook properly. I mean, you don't need to do all that because chicken breast doesn't even require too much effort to cook. I just wanted to do that, so that's just by the way. I'm going to cover this again for like 3 minutes, and then I'm going to take it off the fire. So here, I think it's well cooked for me, and I'm going to take it off or out of the stalk and then shred it. So yeah. As I said, I believe one of the reasons why this recipe was so popular is the fact that I did something that is very uncommon. So instead of cooking the noodles just like that, I decided to cook the noodles in the chicken broth. This was so delicious. All the flavors from the chicken and the vegetables were infused into the noodles. I didn't even have to add the chicken seasoning. So if you're somebody that doesn't want to eat the chicken seasoning, then the Indomie seasoning, then I think this is a great option for you to go for, because once you do this, like the flavors and everything, the spices and everything is infused into the noodles. You add your veggies and whatever you need to add. You don't need to add the seasoning from the Indomie. So next, I'm going to be shredding my chicken into very tiny pieces. Also, the size that you go for is highly dependent on how you want it. If you are going to be using a chicken that has bones in it, make sure to debone it before you shred it, because you don't want to be eating your noodles and then you be having bones in there. I mean, if that's what you want, that's fine, but then it's good to debone it, especially if kids will be eating it as well. So that's exactly what I'm doing, trying to shred it and then put aside into a bowl. Yes, I think this one was for tasting. I mean, you need to taste if the food is, if it's going well, if you like it, right? So at this point, my noodles was ready. You don't need to cook it too much. And what I did was I wanted it to cool off, right? So I poured it into aluminium foil, and then I decided to spread it because I didn't want it to, sometimes when you cook noodles and then you're not careful, before you decide to put it into your vegetables, it's all, they have hugged each other. And I didn't want that. So I wanted it to cool off. I wanted to separate them so that when I need to do it, it's not together. I don't know the word to use, but sometimes people use oil and all of that to separate them so that when they need to use it, it's not stuck together. So I also did something with the chicken. I decided to add some soy sauce, oyster sauce, and some pepper. Guys, I love pepper. If you don't love pepper, it's definitely optional. Do not add the pepper to it. If you follow me, okay. So I'm adding some pepper to it, and I'm going to give this a very good mix. The color will change a bit. That's exactly how I wanted it. So this is the oyster sauce I'm also adding. I like all the flavors. I really love oyster sauce, right? I love it. So I'm mixing everything together to give it like that beautiful color before I go ahead to toast it or to roast it a bit. So this is how it turned out when you mix everything together. It's looking really, really good. This was a bougie recipe, okay? This is not like your everyday instant noodles. There are days that I cannot be bothered. I just go to the kitchen and it's quick. But this one I actually wanted to go gourmet style. So before you say, oh, this takes so much time, know that that's exactly how it was intended to be. It's not a quick fix Indomie recipe. It's like a bougie style Indomie recipe. So here I'm toasting the chicken. I think I toasted for about 5 to 10 minutes. I don't remember clearly, but then you can toast it like golden brown like this. Then I'm also going to toast some sausage, right? I added a whole lot of things. I told you that this is a bougie recipe, so I'm going to add some sausage to this. I'm going to add my spray can or spray oil, and then I'm going to put in, I decided to cut it into this sizes or this shape. So whatever you see fit, however you want to do it, you can also do that for your recipe. So I'm going to toast this one too as well till it's like golden brown, and then I'm going to set it aside. I also fried some eggs, which was not captured in this video, but then the protein were eggs, sausage, and then the chicken. I mean, you can use whatever you want to use, shrimps and all of that, but then these are the 3 that I used. The egg wasn't captured, so just wanted to put that out there. So now we are ready to start making our Indomie, right? I'm going to start with some oil. I'm going to put in some of my veggies. I wanted to go in with the carrots first because you all know that the carrot is a bit hard, so I wanted to fry that a few times with the onions to release some flavor, and then to also soften it before we add the other things, especially because I wasn't just making it for myself. I'm somebody who loves crunchy vegetables, so I don't mind which one goes in first or last. I don't really care, but then I was making it for other people as well, so I had to make sure that I was also doing it to suit their taste buds. So after frying the carrots for a while, I added in the chopped onions. This is how I wanted the chopped onions to be. You can use any shape you want. And I know a lot of people are going to say, why am I giving so many disclaimers? This is the internet, and people have different opinions and how they like their things. So sometimes you just have to let them know that this is how you like yours. When they are doing it, they can do it how they like theirs. So I'm also going to add in the sausage that I fried, and then I'm going to add in the bell peppers. I had yellow. No, I think I didn't have yellow. Did I have yellow? So I have green here and I have red. I think I didn't have yellow bell pepper, so this is what I've added. And also for the veggies, any veggies of choice is fine. I'm going to give this a good mix. It's already looking so good. Now we are going to add the noodles that we cooked in the chicken broth to the whole thing, right? And then start giving it a good mix. You do not want to break the noodles, so when you are mixing it, like, mix it gently, mix it carefully, because you don't want to finish and then the noodles are like short. You want to retain that length of the noodles. So I tried to do it in bits. So this is the first half, because if I decide to do everything together, I don't know. So this is the first half. Next, I'm going to add in my pepper. Whenever I add pepper to anything, people start screaming. This wasn't even enough. Please do as you please. If you want just a bit of it, if you want more, that's completely up to you. So I'm going to add or mix this very well. See how I'm mixing everything gently, because I do not want to, break the noodles and all that. Like, just mix it gently, because like right now, everything is already working together, right? So I'm going to add in, see how beautiful the chicken looks like. Just look at it. Then I told you that I also fried some eggs. I'm going to add the eggs, and then I'm going to add, okay, I've already added the fried sausage. So we're just going to give everything a good mix. And at this point, the aroma, and then just look at the color and look at the outcome. Everything looks so good. Everything looks so good. You don't even have to guess that is this going to taste nice. Like, you don't even have to guess. Just looking at it, you can tell that this is actually going to taste so good. So for anybody who came from my YouTube, anybody who came from my TikTok or my Instagram for this recipe, I hope it was worth it. I hope you enjoyed it. This was so delicious, and I want everybody to try it. The day that you're feeling like, oh, today I want to really do some, party style Indomie, this is the recipe to go. I mean, if you're feeling lazy, please, I'm going to do a lot of work with this recipe. But if you want to go, you want to impress your man, you want to impress your kids, this is the recipe to go. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye.